Should be.
It is in broad college.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Oh wait, I think it's going off. Yeah.
Oh, it is.
It
Okay.
is.
Sweet. So
All
we're
right.
done.
So we're all ready to go. Don't wait 5 minutes. Wait right now. In a second, and then we'll start.
Let me just move this so it sees you.
Yeah. And I'll release my luscious locks. All right.
Let me just send out the link. Go ahead. Though.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, guys. Awesome. Hey, thank you guys so much for coming out to our third mobile dev meeting. I hope you guys have had a great past few weeks trying, to survive midterms and all the such. Today we're gonna, distress from midterms a little bit and get into something kind of, in my opinion, it's pretty fun. It kind of depends on person to person, but I think it's kind of therapeutic. Today we're gonna be going over how to create UI using Figma and translating them over into Android Studio. So you'll get a full overview on how, the entire process on creating UI, and at least that what is used in the industry, and then translating them into your code. So we'll be giving it step by step, and it's probably a little short at the moment. Yeah. Hi, stream. Also, for those of you that haven't yet, please scan the QR code so we can keep track of your attendance. And yeah, because we're doing the points, and then you guys get points for coming to the meeting today. So thanks for you guys that are. Yes. Phone dead.
Interesting.
If anything.
Where's my phone? Go ahead.
Yeah, we could. There's.
Scan and give it to them.
Yeah.
Just fill out.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you. Hopefully with this learning the mobile dev, harness the energy.
8 o'clock.
And if I sit down, do you see me?
Carlos,
Let me see. When it catches up.
oh my god. Hey, we appreciate the
Yeah.
insight. Thank you.
I'm sure there's lock open.
Sweet.
Got it. Easy.
All right.
We're back. Okay. So, let's go ahead and get started. So,
All right, guys.
So as usual, this workshop is being presented to you by the wonderful tech leads, myself, Azhar, and
Kunza.
yeah. So I think you're starting off first. Yes. So.
All right, guys. So I'll be going through the agenda for today and what we'll be covering in our workshop. So I'll be telling you guys what is a UI, user interface, what is a Figma, which we'll be using to create our UI, and then making UI on Figma. We'll be creating a small UI, a 2-page UI on Figma, and then we'll be converting that to our Android, right? And then your homework, your code labs. Please, whoever is not doing their code labs, do it. I recommend it because you'll be learning a lot from it. Because there's just there's not a lot we can teach in 50 minutes, right? Alrighty. So what is UI? How many people here know what a UI is?
I do.
Sweet.
Give a definition.
Basically, the way you operate an application or to a program, the way you use a program, the way you actually intertwine with a program, that will actually allow you to do operations or perform activities on that program.
True. True. That's one way of seeing it. But once you, okay.
Did you have your hand up too?
You had your hand up?
User interface? Yeah, it's
Yeah, go ahead.
a user interface, something to interact with the application.
Closer. Good.
It's the interface for the user.
An amazing definition. That's it. I guess we'll finish our workshop.
Yeah, that was basically all we had to teach them.
Alrighty. So what is a user interface, right? So it's basically a process designers use to what do you call it? Build interfaces, basically your application websites or literally anything, right? But what's this mostly focuses how it looks like, what fonts you're using, what colors you're using, and it's kind of like how aesthetic your application is gonna be, right? Or a website at that point, but we're gonna focus on applications, right? So we have 4 main stages for UI.
Question: what's
Yes.
the difference between UI and something I heard on the radio was called user experience or UX? What's the difference?
Okay. Awesome question. So what is the difference between UI and UX? Go ahead, Alec.
Let's allow the user to interact with the application. You have tracked the experience of the user and how you use the UI.
Amazing, actually. That's a great explanation. But to put it in short, UI is basically your aestheticness of your application. UX is more so like the functionality behind it, right? The research behind it. Oh, what the application we're making on, who's our target audience, and if the elements we're using for the application are they correct for our targeted audience, right? Okay, any more questions before I move on to stages?
Yeah, and also UX is kind of also it's also the feel of the application. So anything it goes from like animations or the swiping of the screen or anything like that. Just however the user perceives, however they're touching and everything, how they experience it literally in the name. That's adds to the user experience as well.
Okay, go ahead, Buster.
No, they think it's you.
Oh, I swear I exist. But that's okay.
Just move it a little bit, I guess.
Yep.
Awesome, that works. Okay, so we have 4 main stages of UI, right? First stage is ideas. Just throwing ideas. What do you think you want your application to look like, right? And then wireframing. So basically, wireframing is just a rough sketch of your application, or of each page. Like, oh, where do you want your logo to be? Oh, where would you want a text bar to be? But it doesn't have to be beautified. It's just boxes, and we're just playing around with shapes, right? And then comes designing. That's where you will be beautifying your application, and what do you call it? You will design out the way you want it. Prototyping, just as this image can tell, you had the idea, you wireframed it, you designed it, and now you're gonna code it out. So that would be the last part where we will be coding out our designs, whatever we make, right? Does anyone have any questions? Sweet. Do you have any questions? Sweet.
None that I can think of, but one thing I would like to say is that, ideas, to be honest, so there's already stages of UI, ideas, wireframing, designing, and then the actual prototype, where the prototype is you building out the application in itself in Android, as Kunza mentioned. But to be frank, one of the probably the most important step, in my opinion, is probably the ideas phase. Because, you could design an application or, wait, did it freeze?
No, it's you're over the image.
Oh, I'm over the image.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Can we,
Interesting.
I could,
You can move it.
yeah, I can move it. Yes, I'm a master. I'm a Java developer. Not really. It doesn't. It's okay. One thing at a time,
But I think that's the best place to put it. I don't know.
Yeah, probably because when text types and stuff.
Maybe just remove the camera from the whole.
Yeah, I could also just remove it. Yeah. Yeah, you guys can't see this unless you're watching the stream, but our camera was blocking the stream overall. Yeah, over the PowerPoint. So I guess you guys won't see us, but we exist. We promise. Okay. Yeah, ideas. So ideas is probably one of the most important steps of the mobile design process. The ideas can range from, actually what you want to create for your application, but it goes much deeper than that. Ideas, as Kunza had mentioned before, there's something called UX research as well. UX research and designing, is basically designing for your target audience. You figure out what your target audience is, the who, what, where, and why of your application. What kind of impact is this making? Why am I making this application? What kind of feel do I want to give to the application and everything? You write these, typically I just do it on a notepad or I do it on like a Google Doc or something. You just, I don't know if you guys ever heard the term brain dump. Just write down all the ideas associated with it. And trust me, when you do that, it makes your designing and your prototyping much easier because you have a direct vision of what your application is supposed to be. Yes, sir. Good, sir. Brainstorming. Yes, exactly. Storming of the brain. Yes. Yeah, but I wanted to mention that. So that, be very, some people might brush that aside and just go straight to the designing or coding phase. But one thing I've learned, if you know, over the past few years, is that it's better to code and design with an idea in mind and be prepared in mind rather than just go straight into it because you just end up confusing yourself.
Yeah. I mean, you won't be able to design anything if there's nothing in your head, right? Unless you want to design gibberish, then I can't do anything. Can't help you guys. All right. So what is Figma basically? Yeah, that's a whole paragraph out there. But in short, Figma is just a designing tool anyone can use to build out their UIs, user interface. Any of their designing from frameworks to the prototyping, right? And we'll show you around how to use Figma and how to go about it, how to use the tools in it. And it's like recommended to use when you're, when you're designing your UIs, as it has like vast variety of tools and whatnot. And it's also used in professional designing. So, yes. Yeah, any questions so far?
And aside from also UI designing, Figma could be also, it's pretty powerful. I personally also use it for graphic design. So I use it to create images, and I use it, or not necessarily create images, but or illustrations more so, and you know, play with gradients and stuff like that. It's a really, really neat tool. And yeah, if you're ever, you know, if you're a creative person but don't know actually how to get started with like creating digital designs and stuff, Figma is actually dope, and we'll Kunza will actually show you on how to get started with it.
Yeah, and it's actually a great tool to build your UI portfolio if anyone's ever interested in going into like UI UX designing side of CS.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a master at all. You know, you don't have
Yeah.
to be a 6-year master of Photoshop to start with that. You know, I mean, I barely. I'm a math dude, but after just using Figma for just a very short while, I think I picked it up kind of fast. To be honest, I mean, it's really not too bad.
And now he's
There's
just a
only 6
marketing
tools,
lead.
and you only will use like
Right.
1 or 2 of them.
Alrighty. So let's design.
Not on Android yet.
Sorry, that's a typo. Let's design our Android now.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will be sending you guys a link to Figma. Does everyone have their Figma accounts
Yeah,
already?
Yeah.
Everyone,
Here,
right?
If you go to figma.com, and also if you guys, so there's 2 ways, either on the web browser, or I personally use the desktop app, but they work the same. It's just a matter of preference.
Right.
So if you want to sign up, yeah, all you do, go to the Figma website, you can sign up with Google, or make an account. Yeah, so we'll also be, so what we're going to do is that we have an actual Figma file open already. So we're going to send you guys that file, and you guys will be able to join it. And you guys actually will be able to create your Figma designs for the app that we want to create right now. And it's not too complicated, we promise. And we'll be helping you guys throughout the workshop. As Kunza explains, I'll be walking around through the room to help you guys design as well. Could you?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we're.
Do you have a mouse?
I might. Okay. All I need to do is just put this on the. Give me a second. Do you have the YouTube live stream link, or is it in the chat somewhere?
It's in the chat.
In the chat. Okay. Awesome.
Because I sent it in the chat.
Video is lagging. Give us a few seconds, and we're gonna send it to you guys. Or actually, wait. All I need is the live stream link. Could you send the Figma link from your
Yeah,
computer?
but what? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, send it on the mobile dev chat.
Sweet.
My computer is just lagging. Yeah.
FIU Wi-Fi, you know. Great,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I'm glad you didn't blame it because I had a Mac this time. You know.
Yeah, and that. You
No,
know.
no,
We
no.
we support Windows here, so.
No. Actually, how many of you guys are Mac users? Raise your hand. Hey, Joseph. Oh.
Okay. Joseph being the only exception.
You know what? That's my man right there. That's my boy Joseph. Respect, brother.
Let me just real quick send you guys the link.
Yeah.
Eh,
You guys are all part of our Discord community, right? On the CFIU. Awesome.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, I've posted it on the mobile dev.
yeah, so you guys can all join in right now.
And well, what? Mm-mm.
Is that working?
It is.
It is. Wait, did you share this one?
Oh, I didn't share that link.
Yeah, it's
Hold
that
on.
link. Just
Copy
the
link. Hold on, guys. I shared the wrong link. Oh god.
Weirdly enough, it's the same link.
It's literally the same link.
Anyone got access to it yet?
Anyone with the link? Okay, can you guys see now?
Oh, I see Casey's here.
Can view, can edit, can edit.
Okay, change this from edit.
Oh yeah.
What?
I
Okay,
can't.
we'll just give him access as I go. Okay.
Sweet.
I see Musa, Casey, Rai Ali, Alejandro, Carlos. Awesome.
Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. Is everyone on the link? Is everyone on the Figma? Sweet. Okay, hold on.
Thank
Oh
you
my
to those
god.
that liked our YouTube. we love you. I don't know. To random anonymous souls. They were so kind.
Is it this one, right? Oh yeah, it is, it is, it is, it is. Alright. Do let me know if you guys can edit around or not. I mean, alright, awesome, I can see you guys. Don't move around the stuff though.
Oh yes, yes. No,
Please.
that's a rule. No moving around your personal design. So
Thank you,
guys will just have to
Carlos.
vote for memory, okay?
Thank you, Carlos, for fixing that. Alright, awesome. So what you guys see there is the wireframe, and we'll be designing now. The only reason why we already made the wireframe is because it's just gonna be a lot to go
Yeah.
through the wireframe and then go through the, what do you call it, the designing.
Yeah.
And the idea part, hold on, the idea part, we're just gonna be making a login and a sign up page today.
For our own very own app, you know, we try to make something unique. The app that we're building, you know, is the 14-figure developer course app. You know, so because you know, I'm planning on having my course. I need you guys to help me build the app, right? You know, we have a whole team behind it. So that's the UI and the app that we're gonna build today. Just the login page and stuff.
Awesome. So as you can see, right, these login and sign up pages, the wireframes, right? If you want to able to like get the pages, like just a blank page to begin from the very beginning, you'll click the region tools. I hope it's aligned. Okay, this will be a little delayed, but just follow up. I hope it works, honestly. And then, okay, you'll click to the region tools, and then we'll go to the frames, right? We have all kinds of frames here, from iPhone to Android to tablet to desktop, presentations, literally anything, whatever you're working with. As we said, this is not only for mobile, it can be for any kind of designing, graphic designing, website designing, or yes, go ahead.
Desktop?
Yes.
Desktop design as well?
Yeah, like desktop wallpapers, you know.
Tablets.
Yeah, and tablet wallpapers or literally anything. So if we wanted to work with, let's say, iPhone 8, right? We have our page here and we can just begin with it. But because I feel like it's a little boring to work with just an empty page, we're gonna go out of our Figma for a second to something called what's, not out of our Figma, I mean like the file, to, I'll actually hold on. Do I open Figma again for community?
Well, yeah, so you back to file.
What?
So
I just want to go to the community. Like, why is your MacBook so
back to files.
complicated?
Back to files. So we're gonna go back to files.
No, I wish it was on the different like, what do you call it, tab. Okay, anyways. We're just gonna open Figma again.
Okay, so then we're gonna go back to the project there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. I'm just not used to MacBook. My apologies. All right. So there's something called community on Figma, right? If you guys were to go to community, you guys can actually look at people's public designs and public, whatever they have made public, right? And if you guys want, you can actually duplicate stuff and you can use stuff from it. When I say use, it's kind of like, oh, they might have created a unique kind of button and you want to put it in your design. You can actually just take it, right? But what I'm going to do is I want the Android phone so I can work on the actual Android looking phone. Yes, pretty dope. Right? I'll type in Android phone or whatever you guys want, iPhones, whatever you guys are working with, right? And whichever thing you like, do you want to work with? This one is Galaxy S10, and I feel like this is super pretty, and I want to work on this, right? You can just duplicate the file. Once you duplicate the file, this basically saves in your own library.
Wait, go open here instead. Because it's jumping to my desktop because I work in desktop.
It's so
But also,
slow.
if you guys want to use the regular frames, you can. But this is also like it's a nice way to present the like it's you see how it would look like on an actual kind of phone. But typically on wireframes, you could either have just the the dimensions, the frames for the phone, like the iPhone 8 or whatever, or you could use this as well.
Yeah. But one way of showing this is like how to use the community, and everything there is public and you guys can actually use it.
Yeah.
Right? And I like to use this, for instance, like you're making your portfolio or like showing your designs to someone. It's always better to show it with whatever you're working with. For example, if I'm working on an Android phone, I would want to show my designs on the Android phone, what do you call it, looking thing, just so it's like just so it's like a person can visualize it on the phone. Because I can just show it on a rectangle, white rectangle, and they'd be like, oh, okay, but I wonder how it would look on a phone, right? I mean, I would wonder that, so. Yeah. Wait.
This is a Samsung.
Oh, it's
Samsung Galaxy.
oh my God, hold on.
Yeah. So
Okay, so you guys can just copy paste it, whatever thing you like from the thing.
yeah, and then you could bring up some.
And then you go back to the mobile dev meeting, whatever file you guys want to be in, and you just paste it there.
Anyone have any questions so far? No, I don't need anyone. Just let me know.
Sweet. Right? Is everyone on the same page right now? Also, when you guys are gonna do it, you guys can just scroll out a little bit, and I mean like zoom out a little bit and use any of the other side on the, like you see all the blank area, you guys can copy paste your stuff there and start working there.
Yeah, pick a
Go ahead.
I guess I do have like some questions. Does Android Studio like automatically resize the app for different phones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know for web you have to deal with resizing. Even if you size it in, like that's not something we have to.
Yeah, Android is very flexible with that way. Because typically we're also working with all Androids, right? So yeah. Okay. Yeah, put your stuff there. And do you guys see where the S, like whatever your name of the page is written? If you double click it, you can just rename it. Like for instance, mine, I'll rename my name and whatever the page I'm making. So let's say my name Kunza, and then I'll just do Kunza login. So I know which person's page, like which page belongs to which person. And we're not mixing up stuff, right? All right. So for instance, right? Okay, I'm just gonna move the wireframe so we're not touching that at all and messing with it. Who copy pasted the wireframe? Oh my lord. All right, you know what? No. We were not supposed to copy paste the wireframe. The wireframe is just there to like help us out. Oh, where does my logo go? Oh, where does my text go? All right. Now I'm gonna zoom in and I'll show you guys what I'm doing, right? Okay, first thing I need is my logo, right? I can, actually, hold on. Azhar, do you have the picture?
Yes. I'll drop the file.
Who moved my page? Who has OCD here with the pages?
I'm lining them up.
Yeah. Okay, so can you send me the logo?
Yeah, I'll actually send it on the mobile group chat. It's a beautiful photo.
Let me just use it.
And then a second. So this is the image. I mean, you guys can use what image you want, but if you're building for
Okay,
the Java developer
I'm actually gonna post the image on the Figma file as well, so it's easier use. Okay, this is the image we'll be using for. Okay, copy paste it when you guys are using it, so we're not. Oh my God, copy. Yeah, okay, good. Copy paste it, please.
cut and paste.
No.
Cut copy.
Oh Lord. Okay, hold on. Before you guys, all right.
It's also on the mobile
Okay.
chat as well.
So if you guys want to put something specifically in a specific page, right? You will click the page and then you will paste whatever you want to paste. Hold on. Oh no. Oh my God.
Yeah, you do that. My face is just all over the screen.
Okay, I'm not sure why these two are linked, so I'm just gonna delete one. All right. Okay, so if you guys, okay, for instance, if I wanna resize my picture, right? And if I'm just resizing the way it is, it can move anyway, and it can mess the entire picture up, right? So if you guys want to resize your picture and you don't want it to, like, you know, change the way it looks, you can press shift and then you resize it, and you will see like how perfectly it aligns up.
Scale.
Yes, scales up. Thank you. Sorry?
Scalability. Scalability.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Oh my God. Who is working with the big ass Azhar's picture?
That's my boy Mike.
Can you crop it so it doesn't do that? So like it doesn't like take up.
That's
It can, but I guess. Oh my God, Mike, please, please no. Okay.
I love it.
Maybe I shouldn't have given you guys this much authority on the page, but.
Whatever you want to leave, Kunza, whatever you want to leave.
I know, right? Little monsters. All right, so we have our logo there. And next thing is our text, our sign-in text. So we're making our login page, right? So you see the T on the top? That's how we'll make our text. Carlos, can you please move the picture? Thank you. All right. So I have the text box now where whatever I want to write in, right? For instance, this is my login page. So I'll just write login. And if I want to change whatever like font I want to use or how large I want the font, the word to be, and literally anything with the text, you can just do it on this side, the designing side of it. So for instance, I want the text to be that large, and I want the font to be, let's say, Comic, right? And I want to change its alignment. That's how you could essentially change the alignment. This is a little delay. I'm sorry about that, but yeah. All right. Now this is just a rough login and whatnot. For instance, if I'm making a SignUp page too, right? And half of my stuff from login and SignUp is same thing. I can just copy everything, meaning I can copy my entire, you can say, the page, and I can just paste it. So I don't have to make two different things which look almost the same, and I can just play around with the text. Does anyone have any questions so far? All right, so these are just the normal text now, right? If we were, hold on. Yeah. If we wanted to make these rectangles we see on our prototype, right? For the email and for the password, we're gonna use shapes for it and then text on top. So we'll use our shapes from the shape tools and then the rectangle, because that defines the best for our, the email and the password area, right? And I'll make my rectangle the way I want. Now, for instance, I want to change the color of it, make it a little lighter, darker. It's all up here, all on this. And I can change the opacity the way I want, right? And for instance, like you see the login pages where they have very like pretty email areas with the curved corners. You guys can curve it on the corner radius. The more you move it, the more curved it gets, right? And if we want to add the borders to our email area, right? We can just add stroke and how much of opacity of whatever color you want to use for the borders. You can use it. And now, okay, how do I get email on it? I'll just use my text box again. Oh, once you click your text, it should have font on the text side. Do you see the side on right side? Yeah. Yeah. Do you see the fonts there here? All right. Awesome. So, where was I? Right. If I want to write, email, right, I'll just drag another text box and I'll type in email. But let me just make it a little smaller because I don't want it to be giant. Right, I'll change the alignment of it and I can change the opacity of it. So it looks a little more cleaner. And I don't know why these are linked. Okay.
You can click off of
I'm not even clicked into it.
Because Kunza login is on, those two are under the same one.
Oh, they are?
Yep. So if you want to, I think here or on, I think let me see.
Because I just copy pasted them. Hence, they.
Yeah.
If I were to change the name, I guess.
No. This. That's.
That shouldn't be an issue.
What is this? That's something else.
Oh,
And-
they're just two different ones.
So you're just trying to edit that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That should be fine.
So I can just change the name for this one. Yeah.
Deeply click in if you want to edit a specific element in your design.
All right. So for our password section, we'll just copy paste what we made for our email because it has to look identical. And hold on. I'll just edit the text in it. With oh, sorry. You might want to select the text so you can actually edit it, right? Now this is just our basic login. Now, if we want the, hold on, let me just zoom out so you can find the prototype. Right. So if we want the login button and we see how the color is super dark for the background and we would want the lighter, what do you call it, the font, that would also come in UI because like you would want your login to actually stand out. Okay. Oh my god. All right. So I'm gonna copy paste my shape I made one more time, but this time I'll just change the color for it. Just because you would still want your login button or your email and your password to be almost about the same size, so it's not like it looks completely out of the place. And the thing is, if you guys make all of your text boxes like separately, there's high possibility that they would not end up being pretty similar. And you wouldn't want that for your design. Now for instance, I can just change the color here under the fill for my login. And if I wanted to put the text again, I'll just drag a text box. Log in. Oh god. Does anyone have any questions so far?
How did you make the login thing again?
Okay, so I basically just copy paste.
Email and password.
Okay, so you'll add the text box in it, and then you'll change the opacity of how dark your email and your password is gonna be. Only because usually when you open up the login page, you would see the opacity of your text of email or your password is pretty low. Right? I'm just gonna move the sign up page just because. All right. And then the last thing we would want in our login page. Okay, can anyone tell what's missing on the login page?
Forgot password.
True. Because we want to have a option for people who don't have a account, right? Because what if they can't log in? That's it. they can't do anything.
That kid is signing up.
Exactly. So for that, we would usually put it under our login, and that would literally be plain text saying, oh, you don't have an account? Sign up. And that would basically be hyperlinked. So if you were to click that on your Android app, it should move you to your sign up page. Okay. Okay, so apparently my sign up ended up being very close to the login. I'm just gonna change a few things in it. Oh, I don't know why I have so many sign up pages. Also, if you guys want to move like two things together, you would want to select all of the things you would want to move. Oh my god. Control or command if you're using MacBook, and you just select everything you would want to move. Oh my god. Okay. Azhar, can you come here for a second? I don't know what's, like, why is this not moving?
What do you mean?
Like, if I just want to move the sign up page.
The sign up page?
No, not the page.
The button.
The button. I don't know. MacBook is weird.
No. Wait. The rectangle. Okay, so let's see.
Even if you select it.
Okay. Let's see the properties of it.
Is it?
It's like completely
so
locked to it.
strange. Yeah, for some reason.
You know what?
Oh.
What I would do?
What?
Delete it.
Delete it and make another one?
Just make another one.
Sure.
Not the entire page. The button.
Sorry. I was like, hold on. All right.
I do have a question. If you want to change, if you want to change the color of the frame itself, what would you do? How would you do it?
Click on the actual Android one. So you select the whole thing.
Okay, let me just see.
Scroll down here, and you'll see
Fill, right?
yeah.
Is there any way, is there a color picker?
Yes. You click on.
Oh,
Okay.
Clicker and yeah.
So we have the name, email, and password.
Do any color that you like, or do any hex go.
All right.
That's looking clean with that chorus, bro. I'm gonna be making 16 figures for there. Easy.
All right.
You're my
So
unicorn.
for sign up, we only have three things: name, our email address, and our password, and then it will be our sign up button. So I'll just make that real quick. Oh my god. Okay, so this would be my password. And here I'll just make my sign up button. Alright.
How's your text box looking?
Oh, that's pretty clean.
In the text box, you don't like assign them to, you don't assign them to a shape. You just like line them up.
So actually that's a good question. You actually could line them up. There's something called grouping, which we could show.
Here.
And you could essentially put associate things together. So if you want to just select the whole thing in the future, like
Like
if
for
they're supposed to be
instance,
together,
I want to just select, like, put everything together, right? Once I'm done, I can basically just do a group selection. And now this whole thing is just one thing. I can just move it around. So essentially, your buttons or any text or anything doesn't move. So once you're done with the page, you would want to group it together. So, and best thing is you can actually ungroup if you want to edit something.
No, like I was looking at the sign up button. I was like, how do you get the sign up button? And then the column thing because several current columns there. Weird. And choose color and
Right.
white. Okay, fine. Now I know what it is. I know what it is. Yeah, this is easy. This is easy.
Mhm.
This is
All right. So who can tell what's missing in the sign up page?
your name, your email, your password. You need your birthday?
Sorry?
You need your birthday? I see your password. It's very innocent. It's very your name. But you don't see username.
It's a basic.
No.
It's just a very, very basic user app
Confirm
that
your
does.
password.
I'm not sure if
It teaches you
Everybody
Java,
does.
right?
you could
Yeah.
you could get some kind of features.
Java tutorial.
At least a start.
Exactly.
That's all.
How to be 14-figure Java developer? Yes.
Confirm your password.
No.
Birthday?
No.
Like if you already like if you don't have an account.
Yeah.
I mean, that is for the sign up.
You're
That's if you have an account, you'll just log in. But what if you move to the sign up, right? You need to have a button which will take you to the login page. Because there is possibility, like, yeah, usually you would start with either the sign up or the login page, right?
But you have the back button in the bottom right.
I mean, true, but what if there was an app you start with the sign up page? You know? But there's also thing, yeah, this is an Android phone, like a Samsung Android phone. So it has a button here. But there are phones like Pixel. What is that?
It's an iPhone.
I mean, yeah, but we're not making an iPhone app,
Oh yes, right.
right?
But then
Okay, it's same thing, right? Okay, for example, iPhone app. Oh, sorry, iPhone. iPhone app. iPhone, right? You can't really go back. With Pixel, it's pretty hard to go back as well.
Put like a back button on the top left.
True. But in this case, we're just gonna be making like, oh, if you already have an account, go to the login page. So basically we'll be adding, oh, you have an account? Login. That will also be a hyperlink to your other page, right? Now once I'm done with my page, what am I gonna do? Who can tell me? I just said it not too long ago. So what's the thing which will allow me to move my entire page without messing any alignment, any text box, anything up?
Locking everything.
Sorry?
Like locking everything.
There's a word for it I used not so long ago, and that's not locking. Sorry? Yeah. Sorry? Yes. So we'll be grouping, right? I'll just select everything up and I'll group them together. And then essentially everything will be locked in and nothing will just move on its own. And if I want, I can just freely move anything, move my page the way I want it.
And then you're not moving the background and everything stays.
Yeah. Mhm. And essentially this helps you once you're done with your pages, because then you have, okay, you've built one, you design one page, you group them together, and it's just a fixed design. All right. So does anyone have any questions? I'll give you guys 5 minutes to finish your designs, and we'll be moving on to actually coding it out. Yes.
What about in the Figma where you can do like if you click a icon and take it to another screen that you make it big.
Yeah, but we're not gonna teach that today.
Oh yeah. So it could be
Canvas,
an
some
app.
of the canvas.
Yeah, it is
True though.
Yeah.
I still gotta learn how to do that.
Oh.
I kind of know actually, but we didn't do that. Yes?
What are you
Yeah,
gonna use? Are you
material,
gonna use recycler view
material
or are
for
you gonna use
construction stuff.
view or are you gonna use
Delete.
linear
That helps
layout?
you get a little bit closer.
Sorry, can you repeat your
Yeah,
question?
base Android
Are you
itself
gonna use linear layout or recycler view?
live views.
Layout or what?
Are you use linear layout or recycler view?
Mm, I believe we can use linear layout. Mhm. Actually, yeah, for this one we will use linear layout. You can't use a recycler view because essentially what recycler view do is if you have a page, right,
But you want to try
Yes.
easily.
and you want to keep scrolling, that's when you're going to use recycler view.
Yeah.
With login and sign up page, okay, can someone tell me? Excuse me, guys, I have a question. Can someone tell me why are we not going to use recycler view for a login page? That's something we covered in our last class. I'll review it real quick. Remember what recycler view is? Did you guys not touch up your views? Type of views?
In this case, the adapter.
I don't know if in the
It's like a
in
list.
the app
Like your contacts list.
Sorry? Yeah.
We'll show it some other day.
We have different kind of views, right?
yeah.
One of them was card view, recycler view, grid view.
It's a list.
Remember?
What's
I
recycled
remember
is that
recycling.
technically
Okay.
this stuff
Essentially what recycler view is
goes down.
when you want your page to keep like you able to scroll it down, that would be your recycler view. You would use a recycler view there because you would keep wanting your page to refresh. Now, what is the reason why we're not using recycler view in our login page? Do you know the answer? Perfect. Amazing answer. Yes, because it has to be stationary because we're not going to keep scrolling on our login page. Guys, I'm a little sad.
They're grinding hard at this.
Yeah.
Is everyone done with their designs? How many people here are done with their designs?
Who also needs help?
Does anyone have any questions before we move to actually coding it out in the Android Studio?
Yeah. Before y'all get to see me speed code. IRL. How fast speed code? How many seconds?
Alrighty. Do we have any questions online?
It'll be an hour. Shit.
Hi, Gabby. I just saw her. All right. Yeah, she is. Also, essentially, if you guys want, you guys can also select all the pages you have and group them all together. So you can move as many pages together as you would want.
So when you made your second page, did you just like copy and paste?
Yeah.
And then how did you undo it? Because I'm not able to like move other things.
Let me look it up. Give me a second.
You just click
Yeah,
this and
Yeah.
it'll just find it.
In this case, you do your layouts.
System notes, design notes, like here, or
also peeps,
And at the end of the day, he can give you
hello,
tips for like.
yo, just something really quick. You guys might be interested in. Um, you guys might be wanting to use all of the paid features for Figma. Um, Actually, if you know, as a student, we actually are able to get all the features for free. So if you guys want to do that, so you'll have to use your FIU account. Um, yeah, you'll have to use your FIU account, and what you do is you look up Figma for education, just on Google or whatever. Um, and then it's really quick to do too. You click on get verified. And then it will lead you to a sign up form that you could just connect yourselves with. And it should give you the full version. I'll send it in the chat too. So that's, you guys could do that whenever you want. That's just for your guys' knowledge, and you guys could use Figma as much as you like. Yeah. How much more time are we giving for the UI? Oh, I could go ahead. Okay. Okay. Who's still working on their UI or needs help?
Okay, real quick though, you guys will be using Figma for your project UI design.
Whoever's participating as well.
Yeah, whoever is participating in the project, you guys will be using Figma for it, and that's how we will be looking at your designs. And we have explained more on the project channel, which people with the project role can see it. And each week, as we have said, we will have sprints. Next sprints, possibly whenever we'll be having one, we will be asking you guys to finish your Figma designs by then.
Yeah. Also, if there's someone here who's not a part of the project, but wants to be, just talk to us. We are starting like next weekish kind of thing, or
Yeah.
this week. So just talk to us and we can put you in a team. That's all we should do.
Yep.
For those who are interested.
And you can put this project on your resumes. So that's a plus point.
Oh yeah, that gets you far away. And to talk from personal experience, I basically had an Android app on my resume, and that was my thing I applied to Facebook University with. And they're like, "Oh, cool, you coded an Android app? We're doing that at Facebook University." So you know, any project kind of gets you far away, and then definitely this project will be awesome on your resume.
Definitely.
What happened?
From Copath.
Copath? Yeah, Copath is good. It's really good. I did actually, they taught that at the internship too. They did the Copath course there. So I went through the Copath course and everything. Highly recommend that too. That's really good. And that's another awesome way to do projects.
Real quick, people who are new here or weren't here for the first meeting, if you do your project, and even if it's like not 100% completed at the end and you're still showcasing on the project showcase day, you will get points for it, and people with the highest, like top 3 highest points, will be getting DSC and Android merch. So
And you know,
look out for that.
and we'll be helping you through the whole interview process too, mock interviews, you know,
Oh, yeah.
resume checks, the entire package. You know, you gotta get those points. You know.
Definitely.
Yes. So my thoughts in. All right. So we had some fun doing the Figma and whatnot. I allowed, you know, to do something other than Java and Android for a little bit, but now we doing the superior stuff. You know, in my opinion, we're doing Android a little bit. So what we'll be doing is that we'll be converting our designs into Android and showing how that exactly works. So we touched up a little bit last time on the XML, but now, as you all will be able to see, we'll be doing that much more in depth. So let's get started. And to do this, you will need Android Studio for your computer. If you don't have Android Studio, that's okay. You could follow along with the tutorial we'll be showing you, and then when you get chance later, you could code it out. And yeah, and if you don't, if you don't have an Android, or if you don't have Android Studio, you could also keep working on your designs too. But this is also, I'm also, it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna try to speed run this, but also try to make it, educational too. So, yeah. Where is Android Studio though? That'll be a great thing. Okay, so forget what's gonna be coming up on the screen. I already kind of regret it, but so what we're gonna do is that we're gonna create a new project. So you can go onto the file, new project. You know, it's a plugin in Android Studio. You know, it's basically, if anyone was wondering what that was, all it is just if you're idle for like 2 minutes, a minute, a random anime picture will pop up. Plugins are great. Yeah, download some. You know, they're questionable. I don't know on your work computer, but you know, on your personal, it's fine. You know, so what we're gonna do is that we're gonna create an empty activity. They have all of these activities here, but just for the sake of just starting from a clean slate, we want to do an empty activity. So click that, and then we're going to name this the Java Developer course. Java Developer course. And that's all you need to do. So all the files will be made. So just give that some time. Okay. Oh my god, another one's coming up now. Oh god. So that's taking some time to do. There was another one popping up. They're coming out everywhere. Oh god. So much anime. I gotta disable this for the workshops. That is what I learned today. That's my TIL for the day. We have a lot of fun here in these sessions, you know. So we're gonna put these side by side because I actually will be relying on my design to create the prototype. So we're completing the last step of our UI design process, taking the design to prototype to make an actual app. Which one was it? Is it this one? Which one of these should I follow? Oh, there's so many amazing. Wow, this is fantastic. Let me just open this up real big for a second. You guys can see it yet. This is amazing. I'm so proud of you guys. I love you guys. No, thank you. Yes, we have a lot of love in this room. But yeah, let's not focus too much on that. I'm just gonna be taking one of these here. Yeah, sure. So we're gonna do 2 pages. We're gonna do a sign up and a login page. So without further ado, so we have this activity, the main activity. So for the purposes of this, since we see, okay, so we created the UI, but we also have to think now about the user experience. So when the user first logs onto your app, what ideally would be the first screen that we would want to see, right? Well, ideally, thinking about it, since we have a button, you know, ideally we have like users that are coming back to your app, right? Like more likely, you only will be signing up once. You'll be logging in multiple times. So therefore, what do you guys think should be the first screen that people should see? Logging in or signing up? Signing up?
Wait, logging in.
Why?
Then there's a sign up feature.
Exactly. Yes, you're logging in more often than you are signing up. So therefore, to make it easier for users to use your app, you want to create the login page first. So that's where we're gonna code. So I'm just gonna use this main activity the same, actually no. What I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna go click on, right click on new, and then I'm gonna do activity, and then empty activity. Yeah, empty activity, and then we're gonna do login activity. So anytime that you guys are creating an activity, you typically want to name it activity, or if you're working with a fragment, there's a fragment. explored the differences between fragments and activities last session. If you're unfamiliar with what a fragment is, you check out the last recording. It'll explain more on that. But we're just working with activities for today. So we'll do a login activity. And you see that this will actually, they will give you a layout name. So activity login. So there will be, like we had discussed last time, there are two files, right, that you mainly will work with. Java files, which are essentially your code. They connect the entire application together. If you want to use Firebase for something, you use Java to connect it. Or if you want to connect your front end with your back end, quote unquote, you use Java. So that's the file that we'll be working with mainly. And then we'll also have our layout, our XML file, which is where we're going to be creating the UI, which will be connected by the Java. So, and we're going to do something here since we see that there is an option for launcher activity. What is a launcher activity? Launcher activity, all that means is that once you start your app, this will be the first thing that you users will see. So ideally, thinking of our UI or our UX, we said that our login page will be the first thing that users will see. So therefore, we're going to click on launcher activity when creating this. So therefore, we could change this in another file, which I could explain, but I don't want to get too complicated. We'll just press launcher activity here and then press finish. So that we know we're creating this login page, and then we're creating a login page, and that this will be the first page that everyone will see. Okay, so we it's probably still loading there. Also, can you guys see that stuff, or is it? Should I zoom in more, or what do you guys? What would be easier for you guys? I think. Let me see. Zooming in would help a little bit. Let me see. File, edit. I think, give me a second. I think I could just make it a little bit larger. View, appearance. It's not that. I think it's preferences. Yes, and I'm sorry that I used light theme. I know, I hate it too, but I'm used to it, so. I think 36. How does that look? Does that help? I put it to 36. I don't know if that, I don't think that changed anything. Well, it hasn't loaded yet. It didn't change anything? Are you for real? I'll put it to 72. Multiply it by 2, you know. Okay. It didn't change anything.
Can you guys somewhat see?
Oh, I got it. Pretty large. You'll see it in a second. It's almost a little too large now. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna go now. So we're talking about UI. So just like I said before, we're gonna be touching XML files, which is located in this folder called res. So you guys want to click on res, click on layout, and then we just created the activity login. So we want to click on activity login.xml. This is slow. And that's okay. Let's open this out a little bit. So you guys will see that there is, this XML file here, which we could drag attributes, and we have this palette, and we could drag items onto the screen. So what do we have here? Essentially, we have this whole thing here, but let's break down what these things actually are. So we have an image on the top, a text, right? Just a large text, 2 text boxes with filled in, right? A button to log in, and then just like text that you can click on. Essentially, that's what it is. So what we'll do is that we'll go from top to bottom. So what we'll start with first is putting in our image. So we'll need to import the image in if we want to use it. So I'll show you guys how to do that. What we'll do is that we'll right click on drawable, on the drawable folder. Right. Let me just let this catch up. Yeah. Okay. So we right click on drawable, and click on image asset. And then yes, yeah, we'll be using an image, and then I'll change the name in a second. So we'll click on this folder here, which is for your path, and then we'll select the image that we want. So I have it here. Learn Java with Azhar. If you guys want to use this image yourselves or any other image that you guys have it in your downloads folder or somewhere easily accessible, and you could open it. And then what we could do, this is a little large, so we could resize it. Okay. So then I'm just going to rename this Java developer. Yeah, so we're going to, I'll update in a second. So I'm just going to finish that, press next, and then finish it. And I'll let that catch up. So what we'll be doing next from this so now we have everything that we need for the project. So that we don't need any more outside material. Unless we wanted to really make it really fancy, then I don't know if you guys have heard of material design. Material design is the industry standard for creating UI. It's a library, so what you do is that you would import it, and then you could use design features in there to make your stuff cleaner. But we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to put the UI on the screen and just have this pages connect real fast. So what we'll do, hopefully that connected, is that we'll put an image view. Lord have mercy. Why isn't this working? Oh, this is a problem last time with like my computer, I think. Oh, wait. Got it. Okay. I think I could just do that. I think I just click on MIP map, Java developer. Yeah, that works. All right. Sweet. So essentially, I put this image onto the screen. And then you'll see it pop up on the screen. We try to do that. Hopefully this works with the code. So right now I'm getting an error, as you guys will probably see, that it's not constrained. So all you guys have to do, if you guys want to constrain it, so essentially, Android works with constraints for the purpose of, it just wants to know where should I put my image, how should I structure it, right? So it gets really antsy about that. So what I did, if you go onto the attributes tab, which is on the right side, as you guys will see there, or if you guys, I think if you click it on the side of the palette or so, you guys can see this. And then, you guys probably would have seen it. You could just click all of these, they're now gray, but you can click all of them. They were blue. You click all of them, and then they should connect up fine. And then what the result is, if we click on our design, it looks like this. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone stuck or need any help? Which part? Which part? Like, how do we put the image on there? Like or put it onto your computer, or Oh, okay. So what you could do, so there's this image view on the side here. If you press the palette, and then click on image view, you could literally drag that out, which is really nice. Something with Android Studio, you could drag and drop elements, and it'll show up on the screen. So that's really dope. Yeah, let me speed run this a little bit. So then I'll just put the other text here on the screen, and we'll also rename these as well. So for the image, I'm gonna name this IV developer, basically image view developer. And this is a kind of common practice that you will see within naming. You refactor. You name the images or the things like kind of with like you abbreviate what type it is and then just put whatever it is after it. So for instance, this is an image view. So I put IV, and then it's a developer. So I put developer, right? And then for instance, for the next thing, I'm gonna call it TV title. Why TV? Because we're putting it out a text view. A text view is on the side of the common palette, on the common palette. And what you could do, I'm gonna call it TV title. Also, of course, you can name these whatever you like, but if you want others to understand your code and common conventions, it would be easy to do things like this. So I'm just gonna put the constraints here as well. You know, they're the plus signs. And then I'm gonna constrain this to the image. Oh God. Actually, let's not constrain it to the image. Oh, we could, yeah. Actually, don't want this. I don't want that second one. If you guys have this blue screen on the bottom, you don't want it. Well, you could just you could go onto the side here. There's a you'll see it very soon. There's a blue button there. Yeah, you press that, and you could press design, and then or if you want only the blueprint, you only just want to do it kind of like a wireframe, you could do that as well. But I'm just gonna press design, so so it's more centered for me. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Next, so we have a login, or email, and password. So these two are so what you could do here, you can click on the text, right? So instead of viewing text, we're inputting text. So we don't want to view the text. We don't want to use the text view. We want to use something else. So what you could do, we could put out here this plain text. Looks dope. Kind of lagging a little bit. So we drag out this text, plain text. It's a little slow. Yeah. So we're just laying everything on the screen first, just so we have everything laid out, and then I'll make it look nice afterwards. So if anything, I could also just make this a little bit larger. Yeah. Yeah, we just put this out a little bit. There we go. Maybe increase the size of this a little bit. Okay, so we have our input for the name, and something that we could also do. So we could use a plain text for the password, but Android already gives you a text box that you could use for passwords. So it stores your, it's not obvious what you're typing. So if anyone's peeping over your window, oh, I want to get his social security number, you don't want that. So you could use the password, and it'll hide your the information for you. So which is neat. So you could drag it out as well and size it. Yeah. Okay. So Also for the okay, so I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping back a little bit. But I didn't get to name the first text, the edit text. So I'm just gonna call that ET name. That's where you put in your username or your name, right? Or his email, ET email. Oh, there was actually an email one, but at this point, it's like, you know, it's fine. And then we're gonna have an ET password.
What does ET stands for here? Can someone tell me?
Phone home or
Edit text, edit text, edit text, edit text.
yeah.
Awesome.
Does that make sense, everyone?
Okay.
Good. Good, my disciples. That's good.
Also, I just realized I have to do Azhar update. Last week, last summer, last summer.
Oh, nice.
Right. Awesome. So what we're gonna do
What
now?
does IV stand for? Can
Yeah.
someone tell me? Sorry?
Image view,
Awesome.
image view.
Image view.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Some people are listening. Love it.
Yes. What does GDSC stand for? That's a tough one.
Google.
That's tough.
Develop.
Google developer system.
Yeah. Um,
Yes.
yeah. So I'm gonna put also this button, BT, would be the abbreviation, BT login. If we check our code, yeah, they have to be. It's kind of an annoying thing. Like everything has to be constrained, but it's for our own good, you know. So if you guys haven't constrained your things already, just go ahead and do that. Typically, I would for horizontal constraints, for all of them, you could just put the two dots that are on the side, just put them onto the side of the screen. And then for vertical constraints, all you have to do, just for the top, you know, on the top, just connect it to the one that's on top of it. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, and then that will get away those errors because you only have to constrain it one way, really, both vertically and horizontally. The button, I might as well change the name of it. I'm gonna.
What was the format of writing your ID?
Huh?
ID name.
Like, you see your username?
What?
Is that your username?
No, no, no. The ID name on the top.
Oh, your text, 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 text.
Yeah, but what is the format of writing your ID name or making the ID name? For instance, you're dragging a text, right, text view. How would you write the ID name for it?
It's a great question. TV and then the title of the text.
Text view
TV and
and edit text.
Whatever you want to name it.
awesome.
Inside the
Awesome.
ID section.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You were saying the same thing?
He needs this.
Okay.
Faster than.
Good question.
Okay. And then.
Definitely.
Okay.
Gotta make sure everyone's awake, you know.
Yeah.
It's been
Okay.
a long day.
It really is.
Feel you. Okay. Then we're just putting in the last one, TV sign up. Sign up. Okay. So now that we have all of those made, and of course, do your constraints. BT log bottom. Okay. Dope. So what I'm just gonna do really fast, we're gonna go into split mode, and we have the design for this. I'm just gonna expand this out really fast, and what I'll do is that so all we really need to do at this point, just change the text view to our title. So we're gonna do Java. Does this open it up? Right? Yeah, perfect. Okay, Java developer course. And if you guys remember from the last session, there's a bad practice that I'm doing here, but for the sake of time, we're just going to skip that. I haven't added that to my strings file. So we're just going to call that the Java Developer course. And what I want to do, I just want to make this text a little bit bigger because it's a title, right? So what we'll do is that we could look up, I think, size, text size. And the text size, we'll make that 60. No, God, no, not 60. 60 is a little large. Yeah, let's make it 34. It's good enough. Okay, this is fine, this is fine, this is, okay. So the button, what we'll do is that we'll change the name or the text that's associated with it. So we'll have login. And then we want to make it more similar to the application, so we'll change the color of it too. So you could look up on the search bar again, go color. Wait. Is it this one? No. It's color. I believe it should just be the color. No, it's not the text color. Not sure forgot how to change the color. Oh, the background tint. Yes, background tint, everyone. That's the background. Okay. And the last one, we'll change the text view to don't have an account. Sign up. Okay. So, yeah, that's essentially how you code the login page. Does that make sense to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yes, of course. The button? Yeah. So button, like making it, or would you say, Michael? Yeah, of course. So what you could do, go to your palette, click buttons, and then you'll be able to access the button. And you could also do an image button too. So like if you wanted to put my face like on the button, you could do that too. Yeah. Like we could you know what? Why not? I'll show you guys it, right? Yeah. So, yeah. So if you wanna, you'll see it in a second. So, yeah, if you wanna have my face again, you could do that. But there's so many ways you could play around with UI. It's awesome. So, I'm just controlling Zing everything. I'm just gonna delete that. We don't want that. All right. Yeah. Yeah. So we have our sign up page as well. But I think it would be more beneficial if you guys were actually, you guys try it out yourselves.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So you guys, what you guys can do is that if you guys want to stay here and code it out, that's all good. Or if you guys have to go, that's perfectly fine. But I want for you guys to try to create the sign up page yourself, doing the same way that I had done. Make a new activity, right? Make it empty, and then drag out the elements and change them up and make them look similar to the UI. That's what I want for you guys to do.
Real quick though, okay? Before we all leave. Okay, so for the next, like not next week, but for our next workshop, we would want to ask you guys, what API you would want to work with.
Because we're doing, next week, we want to connect whatever we're coding on Android and actually connect it up with an API, because APIs are super important in the programming world. whether you connect to the Twitter API to get custom tweets on your API or on your app, or if you want to use Instagram or connect with Instagram, or if you want to, I don't know, get a list of all the animes you've seen, and
Basically,
you could do that through an API.
these are some of the APIs. Google Maps API, if we want to work with the maps. We have the anime API, where you can actually
I
get
gotta look at it.
an anime names, quotes of an anime characters. We also have the movies API and many more. You guys can pick. We'll give you guys like up until the end of this week to pick an API, and we'll vote it out.
Yeah, if anything, we might send out a form too, so you guys can we'll send out a form after this.
Yep.
And then there's also there's a if you guys are interested what APIs exist, if you guys want to like just start looking and see what kind of different apps you can make, there's a link. It's here. It's on GitHub. They have a list of all the public APIs that you guys have access to.
On
So-
animals and
Yeah.
events and everything.
This is just the categories. So if you really feel into making an anime app, like this soul here was making an anime app recently. There's
That
like
was my first time working with API, so I was like, I want to work with something I like.
yeah, there's all of these lists of APIs. So you could like anime quotes, which is actually what she was using. Use anime chan, or if you want to. Manga decks, like popular websites too. Like they have their APIs available. You could pull from them and actually use them in your own way for your projects.
Real quick, you guys can also use this link to get the API for, if you're using API for your project. You can actually take any API from here, and even for like your further projects. It doesn't even have to be this one, but it's definitely a great way to get your APIs. And then the code lab for the next time we meet up, right? You guys have to finish the unit 2 lesson 5, which is very relatable with what we did today, right? I'll be sending out links in the mobile dev channel. But yeah, thank you all for coming. And if you didn't, yes, go ahead.
Do you have the API list? Yeah,
Yeah. We're just sending it now. All right. So whoever didn't take their attendance, they can. And yeah, thank you guys. Also, for people who don't know, we do have our office hours on Mondays and Wednesdays. Mondays from 3:30 to 5, and Wednesdays from 2 to 3:30 in PT6 advising rooms.
Yeah, and if you guys have any questions with your project or just want to play Smash, well,
We're always down to hang out as well.
Yeah,
So you
we're-
guys can drop by,
Yeah.
say hi, and if you guys ever have any issue or you're like, oh, can you like sit down with us and make a page with us and really guide you through, we're here for that.
yeah, please, if you have any questions about anything, just reach out, or we'll hunt you guys down if you guys for questions too, because we want to help you guys. Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
We're all in this together. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you guys, if you guys make that sign up page, you guys will get extra points too. So. Yeah, and you can get that. Send a screenshot of your Android, of your emulator, and then that'll be the proof. Or I guess your not technically your emulator, your XML file, or just the design view. So. Yeah, but thank you guys.
All right.
We'll be
Thank
ending
you
the stream now
guys.
too. Also, for those in a project, try to reach out to your co-leads or your teammates.
Yeah, try to meet up with your partners.
Okay, stream's ended.